Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope you're enjoying week 2 of this course and are all geared up to dive into the sell from stock process. This is week 2, unit 3, sell from stock. This scenario streamlines the entire order to cash process for companies that sell from stock and wish to fulfill rising customer demands in time and in great quality. You can become more profitable by responding efficiently to your customer demand based on real-time availability information, thereby growing revenues while decreasing cost of sales. SAP Business by Design helps efficiently manage the order-to-cash process, from opportunity management, order fulfillment, right up to the financial settlement. If I were to highlight few key benefits that the system provides, I would like to point towards sales assistant function, which helps you to convert opportunities to business. System helps you process order faster with flexible pricing engine and inbuilt taxation capabilities. To ensure that you keep your promise to the customer, system provides at the time of order creation availability to promise check, which helps you communicate in a transparent manner if a delivery can be promised or not. We support scalable revenue recognition with different accounting principles. Revenue recognition in SAP Business by Design has been covered in OpenSAP Financial course, and do check that out for further details. We have built in analytics for you to drill down right into your profit and loss results alongside various dimensions. I have listed these key benefits on the slide, but this of course is not exhaustive. As explained in Unit 1, sell from stock consists of various business steps which help you take, fulfill and invoice your customer. We will come to the details in just a few minutes. But before that, let's understand the user personas who perform these activities. The user personas which would be using the system to carry out these set of business processes are as shown. We have sales assistant or sales manager who will be managing sales side. He or she is the one cracking big deals and getting the orders. Next, we have warehouse manager and warehouse operations who take care of the delivery related processes. Last but not the least, we have accountants who manage the receivables and your book of accounts. So let's get into the details of this process. This business process enables you to create a sales code with fixed terms and price conditions when a customer requests an offer for a product or a service. You can also create the sales code based on an opportunity or a lead. Here, you would enter necessary details in the sales code, such as account and the products or your services. If the product availability needs to be checked, you also need to enter the requested date. The cost of sales can be determined using product valuation, enabling you to evaluate the profitability of the sales code. Prices and discount adjustments can also be made directly on the sales code. After the sales code has been created, it is submitted and based on the output setting, the printout is generated. Output settings and approvals will be covered by my colleagues in details in week 5. After this comes the step of sales order. Sales orders can be independently created as the first step in the system or can be created as a follow-up from quotes, or can also be generated automatically through a business-to-business communication or a web shop. Once the sales order is released and the customer demand is submitted, the process now moves to the warehouse. Here, the warehouse manager would check the customer demand and release it after checking it. The initiating outbound delivery business process enables you to manually perform an ATP check for the sales order item. Depending on the current situation of the system, you might have to change the source of supply for the sales order. By releasing the confirmed schedule lines to the logistics execution, you now initiate the outbound delivery process. After this comes the process of invoicing and receiving payments. This would be covered in details by my colleague Rohit in week 4. So now let's move into the system. We start with the user sales assistant who has just received a huge order and wants to get the process started. I enter in the system and create a sales code. This is the same account that I'm using that I had referred in the previous unit. And once I create the account, you see the organization assignment is automatically determined by the system setup. And now I enter the product. Once I order the product, you would see automatically the list price has been determined and so have the taxes been determined. How this is being determined, we will see in details in week 4. For now, let us see the other terms that have been determined. The payment terms also got automatically determined by the account settings. Now here you see the item type. This is a product and is delivery based, which means that the system automatically knows that for this, the system has to follow the steps related to an outbound delivery process. Let's order 20 units. And you would see the pricing has automatically adjusted for the units. Once you're happy with your code, let's go ahead and submit it. I will now go and search for the codes that I just created, that is today's codes. And this is the code that I just created, 423. This is ready for any kind of follow-up activity that you want to perform. Here I want to create a sales order out of this code. So I go and directly start creating a sales order. What the system does now is it copies all the relevant data from the code into your sales order. And you see everything that you had typed or over typed manually on the code would be copied over here. Once you're happy with your order, start releasing your order so that the system can create customer demand. This is the order that I just created, and let's see where is this order at right now. I will submit this for account confirmation so that the account also knows that a sales order process has been initiated. Once this is done, you are done as a sales assistant. What the system does in the background is intimate the warehouse that an order has come in for processing. Let me log off and I will log on as a warehouse manager. As a warehouse manager, I look at the outbound logistics controls to see what are the customer demands that have been generated for me. Okay. Let me again go back as a sales manager and see the sales order that I have created. And it was 3361. Now in the outbound logistic controls, we would search for the same sales order. Here you see the sales order has automatically created a customer demand for the warehouse manager. I quickly check the demand and see if I have the products in the warehouse. Everything looks good with the sales order. The availability to promise is green. That means it can be confirmed sufficiently. With this, let me release the customer demand. Once the customer demand is released, it is now ready for the warehouse operations guy to work on. For the ease of the demo, I will also be playing the role of the warehouse operations. Once the outbound logistics has been confirmed, let me see the delivery proposals that the system has generated. I again track the same sales order just to see where is it in the process. Here you see system has automatically created a delivery proposal for this order. Let me go and edit it and see what is this all about. I see there is an open quantity of 20 and a requested quantity of 20. And the system also shows that it can issue these goods. With this, let me initiate the post-good issue. Now here you can see the planned delivery quantity is 20. For some odd reason, if you have an urgent order from some other customer, you can either ship a partial delivery or a full delivery. For the purpose of this demo, I will ship a partial delivery just to show you how the pricing and taxes get impacted by this. So let me only ship 10 units and then release our delivery. What happens in the background now is the system creates an invoice request which is ready to be invoiced to the customer. The details of how to invoice an invoice request would be covered in details in week 4 by my colleague. But I would just like to show you what this means to the sales assistant and how the system provides transparency from an end-to-end process view for your sales assistant. So let me go back and log in as a sales assistant. And search for the sales order. As a sales assistant or a sales manager, if I want to see what is the status of this sales order right now, I need to go to document flow. And here you can see a complete transparent view of what all the system has generated in the background just by simple clicks and intuitive steps. You can see the system has created tons of documents to fulfill this process, and an invoice request is ready to be invoiced. The system gives you a very transparent view of the real-time situation of any order processing. With this, let's go back to the slides. Let me summarize the unit for you. We have learned the business values that SAP Business by Design adds to the company to manage the entire process chain, covering from quotes to orders to supply chain functions. The system is seamless and helps user execute the steps with full transparency. With that, we come to the end of this unit. Hope you enjoyed it. In the next unit, we will talk about contract management. Thank you.